guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we are talking about unpopular luxury opinions, specifically mine. I'm kind of nervous to make this video just because I don't want to offend anyone. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But at the same time, I love watching videos like this, and so yeah, I decided to make it. But before we jump in, I do want to say a couple things. One, I have to do a disclaimer. Just because, like I said, I feel like we're in the day and age where everything you say can and likely will offend somebody. And whereas I don't think that you should quiet your voice or not have an opinion, I also don't think that you should be completely indifferent or unconcerned with the fact that things you say might hurt someone else's feelings or make them feel, you know, bad in some sort of way. So I want to make it clear that's not what I'm trying to do. I promise this video is all in good fun, and if you own something that I'm going to talk about today, or it's on your wish list, then you should still love it if you have it and get it if you want it, because I would do the same thing. And I promise there are things that I probably own that you would be like, I don't see what the big deal is. But you know what I mean? That's fine. I feel like everything is beautiful to somebody. So there's room for all of us at the table. It's totally fine. Okay, so that's the first thing. Second thing is, I do reserve the right to change my mind about anything I'm talking about, just because the internet never forgets, right? So you'll say something, and then you change your mind years later, and then there's somebody who's like, I heard you, you said you would never buy that. And you know, fair, you probably did say that, but that was then and this is now. And our opinions and our fashion, our minds change. So at this exact moment, I do not foresee purchasing anything that I'm going to talk about, but who knows what future Paris might do. So just want to say that too. And then the last thing is, everything I'm going to discuss, there's an exception. There is an exception, and I will point those out as we go along. So let's jump right in. I am going to kick this off with a bang. And we are going to talk about Tiffany's. Ah, Tiffany's. Tiffany's is my favorite, I will say. Today we're talking about, I'll just tell you, we're talking about Tiffany's, Cartier, and Van Cleef. I chose an item from each one of those companies just because I wanted to share the love. We're not targeting anyone today. We're spreading the love. But Tiffany's, I will tell you, is absolutely my favorite. Just not this. Okay, so I am talking about the Return to Tiffany line. I know, Return to Tiffany collection. Such a popular one. So I feel like the majority of the Tiffany & Co. unboxings that I see, unboxings and just jewelry collections, it's usually around, it's something, somebody has something from the Return to Tiffany line. And I have to tell you, I also loved this line. I would say probably in my early 20s, late teens, early 20s, like around college. I also loved this line. I'm not a huge fan of it anymore. So I was thinking about that, and I was like, kind of asking myself, I was like, why don't you? Like, what is it specifically that you don't like? I think for me, the majority of the items, not all of them, because I'm scrolling through, there are some gold and there's some rose gold, but the majority of the items are sterling silver, which I think helps the price point. This collection has a pretty decent price point, depending on what you want. But yeah, a lot of it is sterling silver. Aside from my wedding rings, I really don't own anything that's like silver, white gold, or platinum. I usually tend to stick like this little group of necklaces I own. These are all yellow gold. I think they're 14 karat yellow gold. So yellow gold and rose gold is what I typically gravitate towards. It's just what I like. I think it's pretty. Also, I'm very warm toned, so I feel like yellow gold and rose gold really complement me. And so yeah, that's what I tend to purchase. And a lot of this is silver. Also, again, not everything, because I see that there are some things with a chain, but a lot of them are either the little beads or like the chunky necklaces and chunky bracelets, which I'm also not a fan of. I tend to gravitate towards a little bit more dainty, understated pieces, and even if I layer them, like that's what I'll do to jazz it up. But yeah, I just am not a huge fan of the chunkiness. I feel like every once in a while it's fine, but I don't know. It's just not really speaking to me. Okay, the exception though. I did find something. Actually, I found an exception. I did. and then I found an exception to my exception. I'll show you what I mean. I'm gonna put photos throughout this video. I'll put stuff on the screen. So this is my original exception. So this is part of the Return to Tiffany line. This is the wrap necklace in silver with pearls and a diamond in the size small. Now, what I like about this are the pearls. I love pearls, but I like that the pearls break up the sterling silver. So it's not just like a bunch of silver. I think it just adds complexity and dimension to the piece. I don't know, it's just, I like it. I just really like it. What I don't like about it though are the little beads. Again, I know those are so popular, the little sterling silver beads. I just don't know. And they look very similar to the pearls. So I was like, why do you like the pearls but you don't like the beads? Who knows? I don't know. But so I would never purchase this. What I found instead is, and this is part of the Tiffany hardware collection. So this is the pearl lock necklace in silver. And if you look at it, it has kind of the same vibe. My stomach is going crazy. I haven't eaten today. Hopefully you can't hear that. All I've had is this coffee, which I'm not mad at. But anyways, okay, back to this. So it gives me the same type of look. It's the sterling silver with the pearls, so it gives that dimension, it gives that complexity. But I like the hardware one better because the little locks are kind of edgy, I feel like. They're kind of edgy. There's a little bit of masculinity in them, but then the pearls are really soft and very feminine, in my opinion. And so it just creates a really beautiful piece together. And the actual padlock, I like that too. I will say though, if the little, what do you call it? The locks, I guess, if those were gold, I feel like I would love this piece even more. If those were gold, it'd probably cost so much more, but it would absolutely be a wish list item because that would be stunning. Okay, moving on to Cartier. We are talking about the love ring, the original love ring, which again, so popular, but I think I know why specifically this one I don't like as much. So my hands, I feel like they're pretty normal, you know, for the most part. But I have noticed that from the base of my hand to my knuckle, I don't have a lot of room. Like I don't have a lot of finger real estate, if you will. So when I get rings that are, I guess, taller, it shortens my fingers a little bit, which is just not the look I'm going for. My exception though with that is the Cartier wedding band. So it's essentially the love ring, but just shorter. So for people who have maybe shorter fingers, they can wear it, get that same look, but it doesn't kind of shorten, the length of their finger. It just looks dainty. It looks more proportionate. I guess that's a better way of saying it. The wedding band looks more proportionate on me than the love ring. So the actual love ring itself, I like it. I think it's beautiful. It's just, I don't feel like I can get away with the original one. I just need the smaller one, which I'm fine with because that one's actually a little bit more inexpensive. So that's good. All right, moving on to our last one. We are talking about Van Cleef. And again, very popular. We are talking about the 3 motif Magic Alhambra earrings, the dangly earrings. And they actually make them in the 2 motif as well. So you can get 2 motifs or 3. I don't really like either of them. Okay, so for these, again, I was asking myself, I was trying to think, like, why don't you like these? Is it because they're dangly earrings? In all fairness, I am more of a stud kind of girl. Just last year I just started getting into hoops. I don't have a ton of hoops, but I have a couple of pair of hoops, but mainly my earrings are studs. That's just what I gravitate towards. That's what I like. But I do have some dangly earrings. I'm like, well, no, I do own a couple of pairs. So I don't think it's that. I honestly just think that, okay, in my opinion, I think having the multiple motifs on the ears, it's just a lot. It's just too much. It takes away from the simplicity and the beauty of the single motif. But I only feel that way about the earrings as of now. Because the necklace, like the 10 motif necklace or the 5 motif bracelet, I love those. I think they're so pretty. So it really is just I don't know, just my opinion. But for the ears, I just don't love it. The way the design is with the links in between, I don't know. Just not for me, I guess. My exception would be though, the single motif earrings, which I did do an unboxing. It was a birthday unboxing, and I got it was the vintage Alhambra mother of pearl in 18 karat yellow gold. Those. So it's just the one earring. It's just the one motif. I love it. So stunning, so pretty. Whenever I wear them, I'm just feeling ultra girly, and I love them so much. So 1 is perfect, but 2 or 3, for some reason, I'm like, I don't really love it. So who knows, I guess beauty's in the eye of the beholder. Anyways, so yeah, that's the last item. Let me know what you guys think, if you agree, even if you disagree, if you're like, I own the love ring and it's my favorite piece of my collection. I still want to hear that as well, because I think that's wonderful. And whenever I see unboxings of any of these pieces, I still get excited for the person. Like when I'm watching the videos, I'm still kind of smiling and I'm like, oh, I'm excited because I'm happy for them. Like this is something that they wanted. This is something they find beautiful, and they're going to treasure it and wear it and appreciate it. And so I just get excited. I feel like that's what it's all about. So even if, you know, there's something I mentioned that you love, please share. I would love to hear it. And if there's something that, not what I talked about, but another unpopular opinion that you have, and you're like, oh yeah, everybody loves this, but I can't stand it, let me know, because I want to hear that as well. So if you guys enjoy this video, if you want to see more of these, because I was thinking about doing this with handbags as well, let me know and give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys.